We need to take a minute and give a slight round of applause for my dear friend Nokotan objectively having one of the worst plot twists ever of all time, and because of it made for probably the greatest shitpost known to anime. Episode 11 had an after the credits scene that literally changed timelines. No one remembered Nokotan. And I thought to myself, it's going to be interesting to see because you know she's going to come back. I literally said that last week. And instead, what they decided to do was better than anyone could have possibly predicted. They just forgot about it. They acted like nothing happened because now that we're in the finale, there's this assassin club coming to get our dear friend. And only the MC is like, hey, what the we literally had this cliffhanger. Yeah, but we're not caring about that anymore. If this show got 20 more seasons, I would watch every single episode. If this is all we got, I don't see this show getting topped in terms of comedy and shit posting. Full live reactions over on Patreon if you want to see my mind break in real time. You know it's over there exclusively. This was a perfect, and I truly mean this, perfect show. The fourth wall breaks. The structure of a school series with friendship character bonding, fantastic. And the way it had it almost like, in a weird way, it almost had that character cast dynamic of like a Lucky Star merged with a pop team epic merged with someone who did a shit ton of shrooms and crafted this show. And because of it, the end result was glorious. In so many shows, when one of your MCs is about to be taken away, you know, they're in trouble, we need to save them. The motivation for doing so is because you've had 11 episodes up to that point to make it feel like they've bonded and built up a dynamic. And honestly, prior to this episode, if you were to ask most fans of the show who have watched this, you would assume Koshitan has grown affectionate towards Nokotan. And I was never more proud when she admitted and decided to only help, not because she wanted to save a friend, not because she was in love, but because she thought to herself, you can't have Deer Club without a deer, and if there's no Deer Club, I'll have to pay back all the funds we used to form Deer Club. I have to save her. There's no love. There's no loyalty. There is straight, goddammit, I need a deer in order to make this club function. That is the coldest freaking line I think I can recall in a school series that is actually about this whole bonding of Deer Club. Any development you thought those two had together up to this point was literally took a sledgehammer taken to it and saying no. She quite literally looks at her as a pet to keep Deer Club open, and I was never more happy. They have a Rocky training montage. The song they do, the subtitling was just funny as hell. Climbing up the stairs Rocky style. The fact that we have this boxing match, right? I don't even know how to describe the man she was fighting, and despite as creepy as he appeared to be, the music he came out to sounded a lot more pleasant than the demon music we came out to, so he immediately appeared to be the hero of the group. 5 rounds. She got her ass beat. Like, she started going JoJo aura-ing, like punching rapidly. Didn't work out. One punch to the face was pretty much enough to knock her out. The second round, she tried to cheat by having chains attached to her antlers. At one point, she tried to bribe. The fourth round just looked like she got into a muscular form, and that didn't work out either. And the fifth round, they did a callback. I never thought I would see this. I think it was last episode or the episode before I mentioned how I was utterly shocked that I thought something made sense in the show, and that was her having a safety bunker inside the school, because of course she would modify the school. And I can't believe this. The first scene in this show that set expectations that this show made no sense. How did she get into the telephone wires? You know, like the hydro cables. Like, how would a deer get up there? We have our answer now. Her antlers can spin like a helicopter propeller. And then she becomes a terrorist and bombs everyone. And despite getting her bitch ass defeated, they both win because she's like, I learned a lot today. She had a Dora the Explorer moment of just like, what did we learn today? It's not about winning or losing. So I declare us both winners. Sure, why not? I think this isn't even up for like a subjective opinion anymore. This is objectively a dumb show. Stupid. Brain dead, you might even want to say. But this is probably the most successful shitpost I've seen. Because despite having the wackiness of every other scene just being completely unhinged, is there even a formula? You legitimately make it feel like a group of friends, not a group of friends that stick together and they're going to be friends forever. No. If school no longer kept them around, Koshin would gladly cut Nokotan out of her life. 100%. But while they're trapped in whatever time loop paradox is going on where they go through the same spring 15 times in a row, they hang out and have fun with each other. But as we clearly saw in this episode, she wouldn't have saved our girl if she didn't have to pay back funds if the club shut down. This is the worst anime plot twist ever. You literally make it look like it's about to be this big, how the timeline changed, that's why no one remembers her. And instead of going what would have been a more boring route, which is most of them not knowing who she is and then her popping up and then eventually being funny, they said, no, we're going to take the worst plot twist and just say, you know what, we're just changing course. And because of that, I guess it becomes the best plot twist. I absolutely walked in thinking she would return, and hell, I was even ready for it to be a 5-minute gag that she somehow returned. And within 2 seconds, like, the hunter's just dying. I'm like, okay, we're in a new timeline, that makes sense. They play the opening, and then she's just there. If they didn't have the MC be self-aware of what happened, I think I would have been frustrated. But by her saying, what the hell, and everyone just saying, don't worry about that, it makes it so self-aware to the point that you can't help but just say that's an 11 out of 10 shitpost. Like, what do you even complain about? This show, even when it had, like, production issues, it used it in a way to be funny. Like, hey, we're just going to casually have a 30-second to a minute slideshow during that track and field day. Who cares? It's funny. I didn't put on antlers. I never gave in and joined the cult. But goddamn, what an experience. I would love a season 2, but I could leave it off here. Let me know what you're thinking down below. What did you think of that bait and switch? Brilliant. Thoughts down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around. Of course, ring that bell and like I mentioned, full live reactions over on Patreon. And hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Peacock, Samocrum, Joe Gaming Axe, Troy, Rikamatsu, Jeffo369, Game Senpai, Burn, and we also have Isol Cicero. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.